You and I walk between two worlds, but we can only do that for so long.
This is just a dream.
Batman's here.
Where do you think the Batman is?
Hey everybody, new Deathstroke episode 1 trailer, let's break it down. And there is some news about Roy coming back. Yeah, Colton Haynes confirmed that he would be coming back to Arrow very soon, implying that it'd be during season 6, so I'll explain that in a second. But if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get everything. Presumably, if you're watching my Arrow videos, you also watch my Flash videos, so you know the drill. But if you're new, I do giveaway stuff every week that I'll explain at the end of the video. Make sure you click that bell to enable alerts so you don't miss any of the videos. But there's so much to talk about here. We got a little more footage and some more context for what's going on with Black Canary as well as Black Siren. I know everybody's still wondering about Vigilante, what's going on with the villains of Season 6, because they've already confirmed who most of them are. There'll be some more minor villains, but we already know who the really big ones are. And the really cool thing is that Deathstroke is not one of them. Now, he's never really been a straight-up villain. He's more of an anti-hero that kind of vacillates back and forth between bad and good depending on what the story needs him to be. But I've already done a couple videos explaining what the Deathstroke 2-part origin story episodes they're doing are going to be all about, how they're going to tackle finding his son Jericho. I'll link to that at the end of this. But as far as I know, first half of the season, episode 1, episode 5, and episode 6 will be the Deathstroke episodes, and then he might pop back up once or twice during the back half of the season. And that's also when I'm expecting Roy to come back, and that'll probably just be for one episode. But if you don't follow Colton Haynes on a regular basis, he was cast as a regular on another Fox TV show this season that only shoots 13 episodes, meaning that he does have time to do Arrow, but probably not till the back half. If you ask, what has he been up to this whole time? Why haven't we seen him? He could be back in Bloodhaven. I know that raises all kinds of questions about what's going on with the Titans TV show because they haven't confirmed whether that's connected or not connected to the Arrowverse. But for the time being, I think they're just going to try and play it as easy as possible and just not refer to that stuff. Stephen Amell did message me. You may have seen me tweet about this, just being funny about it the other day. Stephen Amell messaged me on Twitter the other day to drop a couple bombs about episode 2. He couldn't give me any really big spoilers, but he did say something really special is going to be happening with episode 2. Something comic book related after I tweeted this at him, just saying that this should be his season 6 avatar, just because it looks really cool, not because I thought that they're going to do Green Lantern. So maybe there'll be a Green Lantern name drop during episode 2. We'll see. Just keep your ears peeled for big shout outs. But he did make it sound like it was going to be a verbal thing. It wouldn't just be like a name tag situation. But if you haven't seen my other Arrow trailer videos, we have confirmed Richard Dragon that's going to recur during the season and Michael Emerson. So this is the actor that's going to be playing Richard Dragon, and it's going to be Ricardo Diaz Jr., whose alias is Richard Dragon in the New 52 comics. So I think the idea is to think of it as more of the New 52 version. He had a father who was a crime boss in Seattle that the Green Arrow took down. So, you kill my father, prepare to die. So he's going to be forming an evil team around him. Black Siren will be part of that. So that's why you see her in the police station getting ready to set this giant bomb off. You actually see it cut up in the trailer a little bit weird. You see this big explosion, then you see her with the button. So they just make it seem kind of weird. So somebody gets arrested. She walks in, busts him out, and she'll be on that villain team for most of the first half of the season. Second half of the season, anything's up for grabs. It sounds like they're going to let her be a straight-up bitch for the first half of the season, which I think is great. I think she's going to have way more fun playing that version of Laurel Lance, but no real news about who Michael Emerson is playing. It sounds like, because he is like a level above everybody else that they have on the show, that he might wind up being the big bad for the season. So even though Richard Dragon is a huge character, I'm still expecting some really big stuff from Michael Emerson. But what about Vigilante? Everybody always asks about Vigilante. They will be unmasked. Stephen Amell used a male pronoun when talking about him, so we know it's a man. There was a few questions about whether or not it could be a female character, but now it sounds like whoever it is male. People want it to be Jericho because he's following in his father's footsteps, Deathstroke, and he gets caught in a Kasnian prison during the 2-part Deathstroke episode, so Oliver has to go to Kasnia with Deathstroke to rescue Jericho. But even though he's going to be stuck in an overseas prison, that doesn't preclude him from being Vigilante. It just depends on where Vigilante shows up in the first half of the season. You guys will be happy about this. They said that everybody on Team Arrow gets a nemesis this season. So you got some red-hot canary-on-canary action. Obviously, Oliver will be going up against Richard Dragon the first half of the season. And Felicity's character will be dealing mostly with Michael Emerson early on. I think that if he becomes the big bad, then obviously that'll be Oliver's stuff the second half. The way the showrunner explained it, he said that when Michael Emerson first comes on, it'll be sort of a Felicity storyline that will eventually involve the rest of the team. So that's why I think that he could become the big bad of the season. But as for Four-Night Crossover, the interesting thing that's different about this year is that they're not celebrating any anniversaries on Arrow, so it'll be more legit plot from the other shows, and they're changing the order that the shows come in. So on that Monday night, it'll be a 2-hour block. Supergirl, then Arrow. Then the second night, it'll be another 2-hour block with parts 3 and 4, Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. So I know it's a little bit weird with the Arrow schedule this year because they moved it to Thursday nights. Normally, Arrow episodes will air Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, so you just have to adjust based on where you live. But I'll remind people about that as we get closer, and obviously you'll just see me post my episode 1 video, so you'll be like, okay, this is when it's airing. But leave all your questions in the comments below. What I want to do this year is start doing Flash, Arrow, DC TV Q&A videos again like I do for Game of Thrones. I think it'd be an easier way to do stuff for all the shows that I don't necessarily do videos for. So if you have questions about Supergirl or you have questions about Legends of Tomorrow that I normally wouldn't be able to get to, I figure I could include those in like a big Q&A video that I do for the DC TV shows. So just let me know if you'd be interested in something like that. It would probably wind up being like a Friday video. But as of right now, they're getting ready to film the Four-Night Crossover. We might get some behind the scenes for that. If we do, I'll totally do a video for it. They just tweeted this picture out too of all the scripts for each of the 4 episodes, so you can just imagine what's on those pages. They still haven't revealed who the big villain's going to be, but there's still a lot of good theories that I've seen. But what'll happen is there'll be new Marvel and DC coming this weekend. I got some new Infinity War to post tomorrow and some new Rick and Morty. So we'll say congratulations to the latest Flash Ring giveaway winner, Aswin Shobin. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. But while you wait for everything to post, you can click here for that Flash Episode 1 trailer, and you can click here for brand new Rick and Morty. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.